So Peter Parker will reportedly have a blonde neighbor in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and this comes directly from Daniel RPK, a very well-known industry insider. And since this has come out, a lot of people have been speculating who this could be. Of course, all of the natural ones are going to come up, but I'll just go over what I think it is, but what a lot of people have been saying. So Gwen Stacy is obviously the one that many people have been thinking, and this is obviously the one that's been coming up the most. And to be honest, is it crazy to say this is the one I want the least out of the probable options? I don't really know how you can do Gwen Stacy again, because they already did it in the TASM films, and everyone knows she's the girlfriend that dies. You know, we're already doing Gwen in the Spider-Verse films. I know it's a different version of Gwen Stacy, but you get the point I'm trying to make. And we know that ultimately he will go back to MJ. So what is the overall point of introducing Gwen Stacy? I feel like it doesn't make sense for this specific Spider-Man. As for Black Cat, As for Black Cat, this one is low-key what I want almost the most because it just makes sense. We are well overdue for Felicia Hardy being introduced into, like, any live-action Spider-Man, if we're being honest. It is shocking we haven't got any version of Black Cat in live action. It is genuinely insane to me. She's such a well-known Spider-Man character, and many people know her, and she's becoming more and more mainstream, especially because of the Insomniac games. Makes sense. Yeah, Felicia Hardy is blonde, so, like, come on. Dare I say, Eddie Brock would be the coolest fucking one, though? I actually think this would be my favorite option. I genuinely think so. Cherry on top, Alan Richardson. Yo, hear me out. You know, Peter's struggling a little bit. He hates the job he has. And then Eddie Brock, you know, he's like, hey, I can see if I can hook you up at the Daily Bugle. I just cooked. That is peak fiction right there. That is peak writing. You know that picture of Blackbeard writing? That's what I just did. Now, this one is probably, like, unlikely to happen, but I generally do think this would be the best option. I mean, Eddie Brock being this fucking jacked dude, like, fucking blonde, buzzcut, not buzzcut, but, like, kind of like what I have right now. That is prime Eddie Brock. That is peak Eddie Brock. We gotta see that at some point. I think it'd be pretty cool. We're getting the symbiote fairly soon, you know, after the No Way Home end credit scene. I think this would be by far the coolest option, without a doubt. But, let's be honest. It's probably gonna be Flash Thompson. He was blonde at the end of No Way Home, or throughout No Way Home. It's probably gonna be Flash. Come back to this video. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay. But we're all speculating. I feel like these, like, scoopers, they're trolling us. They're like, oh, blonde neighbor. Let's, you know, that's all they said. They said a blonde neighbor. They're trying to get our gears rolling, but it's gonna be Flash. And we're all gonna be disappointed. Let's be honest, bro.